Keely, look, dude. Jerome's got hurt. Look at his arm. What'd y'all do to him, man? His arm's falling off. Dude, he was like, good, dude, we're gonna get you taken care of, my dude. This little girl? This little girl's gotten humongous. Look at this. What's up, girl? Go hang out with Jerome. I'm very excited about today. I did a poll on Instagram. I was like, do you guys want to see me detail the GTR? And let me show you why today's gonna be a special detailing day. See, you got some stage lighting on. This is probably some of the most mistreated paint I've ever seen. Something I used to do years ago when I had the Subaru was do detail videos. There are some scratches. As like a side job in college to get a little bit extra cash, I used to detail people's cars, and I was really good at it. But over the years, having so many projects that are just for the channel and going so fast paced, I've kind of like not been able to do that. And today, I'm really excited to try and restore this paint. With this camera, you can see a little bit better. You can see a little bit better what the damage is to the paint with this camera. It's really, really bad. Like really, really bad. So with soap, I've already cleaned the car. Like I said, I wasn't planning on making this video, so I kind of went ahead and just started without it. But that's a simple process. The challenge here today is to try and not have to wet sand. And all the products I'm gonna show you today, this is all just personal preference stuff. I'm getting bit up by mosquitoes already. This is horrible, dude. It's all personal preference. I have products that I've been using for years, and some that I've tried that are new, some that are old. And so yeah, I'll go over some of the stuff. The wash that I use is still the same chemical, guys, that I used years ago, but they discontinued it because it was so corrosive it actually ate through the original bottle. But I switched the bottle and it's fine. It's okay for clear coat, you just don't want to use it a lot. The first thing I'm really gonna want to use is I got this the other day and it actually worked pretty well in the Civic. Grad's Garage Compound. It's kind of similar to like Meguiar's 205, so we're gonna try and use this. I don't have the 205 right now, so we use that. I'm gonna start off with a microfiber. These are usually the heaviest cutting pads. One of the most aggressive things you can do instead of wet sanding, and that's the thing I do not want to have to do. Jerome, you good in there, bro? You good? Whipping the foreign today? Cool, keep it safe for me while I detail. I'm gonna do one area of the car and see what happens. I'm gonna try and like do like this section.
A few moments later.
That did a lot.
I can see you pretty well.
Yeah, like that did a lot. So here's where I just polished. And here's before, here's after. Bro, I told you guys we was gonna take care of her. That's only stage one. Quarter panel done, the trunk done, and the rear done. And on video, it probably looks really good. There's still minor, teeny tiny scratches, which will be removed with the swirl remover. But this car already looks 1,000, literally 1,000 times better than it did. Like the trunk is looking sauce. It actually doesn't even know how to, this doesn't even know how to focus right now because it's pretty reflective. I am still, yeah, I killed him. As you can see, like, it's getting really shiny and reflective, but there are there's some pretty deep cuts, dude. Like, I don't know what this guy used to detail this car, but like, I think it was Armor All wipes with like a freaking brush, an iron brush. This is why you just don't use those cheap, quick detailers, because like, this is what can happen to your car. And also, it's what happens when you like drop your microfiber on the ground and you get rocks and crap into it. So happens when you wash it incorrectly, so. Whew, it's been a really long time since I've done anything like this. It's cool getting back in the groove of things. It's very hot. I know, I'm disgusting right now, but I'm stoked. Jerome and I are having a great time. We're jamming out to some music. He likes Lil Uzi Vert. So I'm now to the hood, and I think this is maybe the worst part of the car. It's really upsetting. I'm having to do a lot to this. So as you can see, Let me try and get, so as you can kind of see, it's really like, it kind of looks like everything else, but there's a lot of deep, deep scratches. This is the side I haven't done yet. This is the side I have done. You can tell there's still some really, really deep, messed up stuff. Killed another one. I'm sure this is also like years of going through the automated wash and having a really low level of detailing. Guys, it's really important. Like, you don't have to be a professional level detailer to know how to not destroy your paint. A few simple steps of detailing and you won't ever need to go spend $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 with a professional detailer. If you just do it right all the time and then keep it coated every now and then, you're gonna do all right. This stuff kind of sucks. It's not that great. It's from Chemical Guys, but it's really light, so this is just a swirl remover. I'll go back through with a really light compound and use a swirl remover, but I'm really compounding and basically one step away from wet sanding doing this, and it's still really giving me a hard time. So let's finish this up. So I'm about halfway done with polishing, and dude, I gotta say, so every car is different in the way you have to detail it. You have to take into consideration a lot of things. The metal, or the substance that's underneath the paint. If it's a fiberglass, if it's aluminum, if it's metal, whatever, or if it's steel, whatever it is, that sort of heat always reacts differently, and then there's obviously a big variance of pads, polishes, stuff like that you can use. This clear coat seems to be really, really sensitive. So it's no surprise that this dude was one quick detailer or Armor All special kit away from having to wet sand the entire car. But you can kind of see, like, I have done I feel like I've done a really good job of getting a lot of the really big bad stuff out of there. But it's creating these like micro swirls now, even with grabbing a brand new, never used microfiber every single panel and like doing a wipe, switching it, wipe, switch, wipe, switch. Usually that works really well, but cars like this, nicer cars, supercars, whatever you want to call them, they're usually a little bit different. They're not like Hondas or even my Subaru or the Evo or whatever. So I've got to switch it up a little bit, probably do a little bit less aggression. I'm going to fix a couple more, like there's a couple pretty deep cuts right here that I'm going to go ahead and try and fill. I'm going to do the hood because the hood was terrible, but I did compound most of that out and it's getting pretty shiny. But because of how soft that clear coat is, I'm going to minimize what I'm doing to it because every time you're polishing something, you're actually grinding down the clear coat. So I did order some ceramic coating, but it's not going to be here till tomorrow. I can still put it over this. But for the meantime, I want to seal all the work that I've done. This is not going to fix anything that I've done. What it does is it seals it, and it'll also fill in some cracks. A lot of people will mistreat their cars, and then they'll just wax it, and they'll say it looks good, which for a little bit does work. But what that does is it just fills in the cracks and all the swirls in your paint. And so it ends up actually looking ugly. Also, check out my sick ass mod, bro. Ooh, icy. Anyways, I'm gonna be using this. I gotta shake it up a bunch, but this is a 3.0 paint sealant. It works really well, and it keeps off water like nobody's business. And so with my orbital polisher, I'm going to get a very, very, very soft pad, the softest that I have. I'm gonna put that on it, and over the entire car, I'm going to coat it. Most importantly, I'm gonna let it sit there for a few hours. Got my sick ass handy dandy custom pad. It's really soft and it does the job. Get a nice thick layer of splug on there. I just use the lowest speed and I literally just coat the whole car. Does a pretty good job. So it'll end up filling in all these little cracks and the really deep stuff that I didn't want to wet sand out. So we're gonna make it look good. Okay, Jerome has enjoyed all this process sitting in the car, guarding it for me. I'm finished waxing it. This car has some very simple body lines, and that's what I love about detailing. It's like wedding night. No, it's you really get involved with your car, and you learn a lot about the body lines, and you actually learn a lot about the car itself, like the condition that the paint's in and like all this kind of stuff. So with a sealant, you want it to sit for pretty much as long as possible. Usually the longer it cures, the better it does. So I'm gonna let it sit there for a while. This is a really good time to go ahead and start cleaning wheels, brakes, doing tire shine, stuff like that. Cleaning any sort of trim. So I'm gonna take all the tape off, clean the windows, make sure everything looks all good and nice, but we are finished.
Tomorrow.
Okay. So I was gonna end the video yesterday after the sealant was done curing, but my C-quartz came in the mail early this morning, so I finished the C-quartz on the car. Let me give you guys a little sneak peek before I pull it out. Oh, wait, that's my car, dude. Alright, y'all ready for this? Still trying to figure out where all the freaking door stuff is, dude. Alright, Jerome is very proud of this one. Welcome. So this car looked incredible last night, and now that the C-quartz is on, I actually missed a couple spots of the C-quartz. You might see some splotchiness in the paint right now. This car turned out absolutely crazy. The reflectiveness of the paint, like what I could actually get out of this paint, blows my mind hole. Oh yeah, I definitely missed a couple spots from the C-quartz. As you can see, that's a mirror finish, and if you take some light to it, you don't see any major scratches anymore. There is still a little bit settled into the clear coat just because I didn't want to go super aggressive on it. I do like to disclose the stuff that I use. I'm not super partial to this brand, but it worked pretty well. This is CarPro. There's some other brands out there that are actually better than this, but it definitely did the job. Got a couple spots I need to get. Now that it's daytime and C-quartz, what do you think? Moral of the story with this project, guys, take care of your own paint before you have to pay somebody else to do it. Now I'm gonna say a big heavy price because I don't want to do this, but if somebody brought this car to me and it looked like this, I'd probably charge them like $1,500 or so, maybe even more, because I did use a lot of money of stuff, but it was an entire day or more of my time. So just so you don't have to, now there's a lot of people that don't charge that much money, and again, that was a very loose, I made a price on top of my head because I don't want you to bring it to me and ask me to do it. But there are people out there for a full C-quartz and stuff like that. I mean, there are thousands and thousands of dollar detail jobs out there. Yeah, I definitely need to clean up some of the leftover C-quartz. Let's actually pour some water on it. And it's literally gone.
You're ruining what you just did.
No, I'm not. It's just gonna come straight off. And it just goes straight off. And no swirls, no scratches. That was simple. Got the high spots out with a little bit of alcohol and water before it hardened. I also did the windshield too, so that's gonna be crazy. Really cool. Guys, I'm by no means a professional detailer, so I want you guys to know that nothing I say in this video is 100% need, must. There's so many different ways to go about detailing your car. There's so much dissonance and different experiences in detailing cars that, everything you do can be completely different. Look at the time, the zoom, dude. It's ooh, I can see Jerome from here. Where's Jerome? Honestly, my daily advice is very simple. I just want you guys to know that you are loved, you are special, and you have a purpose. You're worth fighting for. So whatever it is you're going through in life, don't give up. Thank you guys for watching this video. I never know how these turn out, but usually it's always very satisfying in the end, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Deuce. I got 2 videos for you boys. You already know the drill. I'm tired, sweaty, worked on this car for 3 days. I'm ready to go inside, take a shower, and probably maybe poop or just sit down for a long time.